Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. It is Shay Cherie. In today's video, we are making this beautiful barefoot sandal. It is perfect for summertime and beach vacations. Let me show you how it's worn. I have all kinds of props here, y'all. This one is made out of elastic. So what you would do is slide it onto your foot. Turn it around and then put it on one of your toes. And that is how it's worn. So I'm going to show you how to make this today. We'll go over supplies and get to making. The supplies you will need for this barefoot sandal are some elastic cord. I cut about 25 inches and this is 0.5 millimeters. If you have it, you can also use 0.7 millimeters, and that also depends on the size of your beads. But 25 inches of elastic cord. You will need a beading needle or two, just in case one breaks. 4 6-millimeter beads, 8 4-millimeter beads, and an array of seed beads. These are all size 8/0 in whatever color pattern you choose. So let's get started. Okay, so I will thread one end of my elastic through the beading needle. And the first step will be to thread 7 inches of your main color seed bead. So they're going to be a little bit easier to grab for me if I take them out of the bowl. Okay, so we have our 7 inches of beads strung. So what we're going to do is separate them slightly into a 3-inch section and a 4-inch section. The 3-inch section is going to be used to make the loop that goes around your toe. Okay, so we've got the 3 inches here and the 4 inches here. So what I'm going to do is take my beading needle, skip past the 3 inches, and thread up through the remaining 4 inches. Okay, once you've got that strung through the 4 inches, you'll have to maneuver your elastic a little bit because you want to have it centered on your elastic. So what I'm going to do is take the beading needle off and match up the 2 ends of my elastic. And then I'm just going to stretch and pull until the elastic evens itself out and I have my beads in the middle. Okay, so we've got our beads pretty much centered on our elastic. You'll see this is the section, the loop that goes around your toe, and this is the 4 inches for the bridge of your foot. I measure it to your foot. I would say on average, people's bridge is like 3.5 to 4 inches. So then what we're going to do is now do the anklet part of the barefoot sandal. So here is where we will separate the elastic and make the part that goes around your ankle. So I'm going to put the beading needle back on, and I'm going to start with another inch of the blue beads, and then I will go ahead and add the pattern on. Okay, we got about an inch. It's a little over an inch. That's fine. So then next we'll move on to our bead pattern. And this is the pattern that we're going to follow. So it's going to be 3 gold beads, 2 white beads, a light blue bead, a dark blue bead, light blue, 2 white, and 3 gold. So this is the pattern that we're going to follow. All right, so before you continue, just make sure you double check your pattern that you laid it on the correct way. And then we will continue with another inch of the dark blue seed beads. And as you're making the anklet part of the barefoot sandal, keep in mind on average, again, you want to measure it to your particular foot, but on average, you will need 9 to 11 inches around the ankle. So when we're doing this part, I'm going to do 10 inches just to keep it an even number. So that means each side that I'm making will need to be 5 inches long before we tie it together. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's an inch. And we will repeat our pattern once more. And I'm going to add on a few dark blue beads, not a whole inch. I don't think we'll need a full inch. And if you have a bead stopper, this would be a good time to use it as we go to work on the other side. So this is what I use as a bead stopper. And you just push the edges together and it opens up the ring and you slide your cord there. All right, so let's move on to the other side and we will repeat the same pattern. And again, as we're nearing the end here, I'm only going to put on a few of the dark blue beads, and then we'll do a quick measure to see how many more we need. I'm aiming for 10 inches across. Okay, let me move the paper out of the way so you can see my measurements. That's almost perfect. Okay, so it's all lined up here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, it's a little bit over, but that's fine. So now what I'm going to do is tie the ends of the elastic together in a regular knot. I'll put this back down so you can see. Okay, so take off your beading needle, take off your bead stopper. I think I forgot to say at the beginning, when you're working with elastic, make sure you stretch out your cord before you start working with it. I had already done that off camera. But yeah, stretch out your cord prior to starting with your beads. And then of course you're gonna stretch it as you go along. And now we tie. Not like that. All right, pull your tie or your knot tight. What I like to do is cover my knots with a little bit of clear nail polish to hold them in place, give it a little more durability so they don't slide apart. So you gotta maneuver and be able to hold your work and stretch it at the same time. So I just apply a little bit of nail polish. That's probably a lot, but you can try to wipe some of it away. And you hold that for a second, let it dry, let it get a little bit sticky. And then take your scissors and cut as close to the knot as possible without cutting the knot, of course. And then what we're going to do is pull on the beads to hide that knot in one of the beads. All right, and no knot to be seen. So here is the barefoot sandal, and I'll show you how to wear it one more time. So you have our mannequin foot here. So because it's elastic, you can stretch it over your foot. So I would put your full foot through the anklet part, and then you can stretch the toe loop around your toe. And here is our barefoot sandal. All right, you guys know the drill. If you decide to make it, please let me know, share some pictures, leave a comment below if you have any questions or any comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thanks, see you next video.